Okay, so I'm Cynthia, and I am the host of the reality series CPS the Horror Stories. I am in the state of California, and I myself have had an open CPS case where my children were kidnapped by CPS. I had to fight close to 2 years before I got my kids back.
Wow.
So, with Mike. Mike, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, hello, I'm Mike. How you doing? I've had an open case 3.5 years. Things are kind of bad.
Where are you located?
Lancaster, California.
Oh, you're in California too.
Yeah.
And what do you do for a living?
Retired.
What did you do?
I drove truck and did a little aerospace work. Aerospace.
Okay, awesome. So you have how many children do you have?
I have my son, 13-year-old son.
Okay. And tell me how CPS got started.
Still hard.
Oh,
But yeah, it's tough. My ex-wife, and I was picking my son up from a visit. I have custody. Picked my son up from a visit, and 5.5 hours later, they come to my house and arrest me and take me to jail. And my son gets left there. I go to jail. She said I strangled her. I didn't touch her. Picked her up from a visit. This is how this all started. That's how it all started. Went to jail, come back out, lost everything. My son's with her, apparently somewhere running around. I get a call from this is like 2000, I'm trying to think, 3.5 years ago, say this one started. I get a call from the fire department. This is after I'm out of custody, saying I have a son named Luke Richards. I said, yes, that's my son. He says, you need to come down to the fire station 33 and pick him up. I said, okay, because he called me. He didn't call his mom. He didn't know his mom's number. He had my number memorized. So he told the fire department to call his dad. I get down there. She's nowhere to be found. I've never talked to my son. They call the sheriff's department. They want to make, I show my ID and everything. They said, okay, it's your son. We're going to call the sheriff's to make sure everything's good. He's still missing. She was off with a boyfriend in the park. She abandoned my son in the park. That's why my son went to the fire station there to get help. And he told the fire department to call me. So I show up there. And, this is the thing. I wait for hours, hour and a half. She shows up finally to the fire station. They find her. They arrest her for what she did. Took my son to the substation, sheriff station, Lancaster. So I'm going, what do I do now? So I go down and follow her, just go to the substation to get my son. And they said, you can't have your son. They're calling a van from down below to pick your son up. I said, what do you mean? I'm here. I'm his dad. She says, you can't have him. We're picking him up. She lost him. And, there's an open DCFS case now. Since you have an open DCFS case, we're going to take him right now. I said, oh my God. So that's where I lost him at right there. That's where he went into the system, went right into shelter home, foster home. And he's been in there ever since. And I've done everything the departments have asked to do, case plan, all of it. I've done everything, completed everything. Trying to take my parental rights away, adopt my son out, and they're just trying to take everything. And I've done everything. There's nothing else I have to do for these people. There's no reason they should be taking my son. They're trying to kidnap my son, basically, just like you said. They are kidnapping him.
let's go back to.
I guess kind of too fast. I know.
No.
Upset.
This is horrible, and I just want to break it down. I know.
I'm still fighting. Still can't get this pandemic thing. I can't even see him visits one visit a week, one visit maybe, and no more visiting. Can't go to the park or do anything. So it's like a visit. We have phone calls, one phone call a week, 15-minute phone call. This has been going on 3.5 years now. No, it's been supervised, monitored phone calls, and one visit a week. Now, come on. Why do you do a case plan? Why do you get all these certificates? Why do you do this parenting? Why do you do this? All this stuff I did, and then some, even the psychological evaluation, and even the drug testing, which I wasn't requested to do, I did and passed. Nothing they have on me to keep my son in terminate for parental rights. That's wrong. And I have an attorney there, but it's court, it's one of their attorneys, so I'm not getting anywhere with that. But the system is so corrupt. This is how backwards it is. The judges on their side, one side, all on one side. And that's county council side. That's it. I've had nothing out of this whole case, out of all the stuff I've done, out of all the work I've done for my, trying to get my son back. Nothing has happened. They just want my kid. Parental rights taken and my kid. Isn't that crazy? How do they do that?
No. Let's go back to the day that your ex-wife said you strangled her.
Yeah. Never touched her.
Who did she call? The police?
911, yeah. And I just picked my son for a visit. So we get in the car and we take off. Yeah, she called the police.
And what was her story?
She said I strangled her. I was picking my son up from a visit and I grabbed her neck and strangled her. And I said, hey, you out of your mind? But that's what got the police to at least. I just drove off to take my son home. We go home. It was the first day of school the next day. We go home. I go to bed. We take my son. We go to bed. 5 hours later, 11 o'clock at night, I picked him up at 6 o'clock from the visit. 5 hours later, I get these police with a helicopter above me, 2 units, and they're saying, Mr. You come outside or step outside, and I did. Well, that was a mistake, I guess, but I stepped outside and they arrested me for domestic violence. That's what are you talking about? Yeah, your wife said you strangled her. So they took a report, had me in the back of the car, took a report, and said, well, we're going to take you to jail. I said, what for? Domestic violence. I said, I never touched her. My son said I never touched her. Huh?
She have proof? Did she have marks on her neck or anything?
No, they even said she had no marks on her neck, but I went to court and I took a deal and I didn't know what to do. I should have pled not guilty on it. Since I took the deal, that makes me guilty of domestic violence. It was over court. I did jail time. I shouldn't have done no time. I should have been released. I should have been dismissed. I should have fought it in court. I didn't.
How much jail time?
73 days. 6 months they gave me. 73 days.
Wow.
And then I lost my house. I lost all my stuff my son owned. All the stuff I owned. I came out with just my vehicle and one pair of clothes. I didn't have nothing else. She made me lose everything. My son's home was taken. My home was taken. I had my cars. The only reason I had that is because I had put it in storage. Just at the time I was in jail, I had someone towed over to put it in the storage. And that's all I had when I came out of jail. Thank God. I still have the car. And I was able to pull it out back up again. But that jail, I lost everything. And all his stuff too. Because he was with me. I had custody. Everything we ever had, gone.
How long did you have custody for?
3.5 years with no problems with DCFS. No problems whatsoever.
Now, why did you have custody if you don't mind?
I had custody because she lost him already. To me, I got custody. She had a boyfriend and her were driving, coming back from 4th of July party. He tried to kill him in a car. So when they got almost killed in the car, they asked who the father was. I said I was. They said released to the father. I had my own place, everything. So they said no problem. They looked at my record, no problem. Got my kid. And it stayed open for 2 months. The case stayed open 2 months. And then I did a little wraparound thing with my son, and then it was closed. The case was closed. And I had my son the whole time. My son's a straight A student. I put him through schools. He didn't even start school. I put him through school. He's a straight A student. He's middle school now. Straight A, 4.0 grade average. He's smart. Very good. He's respectful. He don't even say cuss words at his age. He's in a different class. You know what I'm saying? I raised him well. He's very good. Yeah, he's great.
Sounds like you guys have a really good relationship.
Yep. He ran away once, came home, and this is what happened next. When he ran away, came home, I decided, I can't keep you. I got to meet the sheriff's station, meet the worker, and meet the caregiver. I have to bring him back, but I let him stay the night. I let him stay the night with me. Then I took him back the next morning. I said, I have to take you. They're going to come get me. By itself, just keep you. I called him, told him you're here. I got to meet with him now. He wanted to stay with his dad, because he wants to be with his dad. There's no reason he shouldn't be with his dad. He ran away. But when they did that, they moved him out of county. He's in San Bernardino County now, and it's even harder to get a hold of him. He's in another county, and I don't understand thinking, and he has to go to the same school he went to before because I still have educational rights and I still have parental rights. He has to still go to the same school he went before. That's the middle school he was in when they took him out of county. He cannot be pulled out of county. He has to go to that same school because he's already started that middle school 1 year already, straight A student. They cannot move, and they're trying to register him in San Bernardino County in a Catholic school, and he's not even a Catholic, and put a uniform on him. That's insane. That's where he's at now. He's going to run away again. I told him, just because you moved out of county, he knows where I live. You know, he'll come home again, and now I'm at the call. This time I ain't gonna call until he's home, though. I'll just say I know where he's at. How's that? He's gonna come home because it don't matter where you take my son, he's not gonna go without his dad, and I'm not gonna go without him. So that's what they're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna leave again. Court, they postponed the court till September 14th. He don't want to wait another day. September 14th. They postponed it because of pandemic crap.
Okay, so let's go back.
I know. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Don't apologize.
Involved.
You've got a lot to get out. So you said that when they arrested you for choking your wife,
strangling her. She was strangling her.
They left him there?
No, I took my son. I picked him up. She had a visit. I picked my son up from a visit. I was at a church. Picked him up right in the church parking lot. Took him home. I come out 5 hours later. I mean, the police show up later. I don't do domestic violence for what? Strangling my wife? What are you talking about? I picked my son up from his visit. I heard she's calling 911 for whatever. I don't know why. Maybe I thought it was because I was picking my son up, but I have custody of my son. I said, let her call 911. I'm going to go home with him. My son, her visit's over. She wanted to spend more time with him. She wanted more time. I said, it's 2 hours long enough. I got to go. He's got school. First day of school tomorrow. Check that out. First day of school. And I missed the first day of school. I was arrested, and he couldn't go to the first day of school. Can you believe that? His first day of school, too. And they arrested me. He had to go find out his dad was in jail. Get woke up by the sheriff. He couldn't go the next day.
They arrested you in front of him.
He was asleep. He was asleep. He didn't know it until they went and woke him up, told him I was going somewhere. He was asleep. I was asleep.
Did you
I went to the door. He was still asleep. Huh?
Did you say that they left him all by himself?
No. I had a house. I had a place there, and there's other people there that watched him until the mom showed up. Took custody when I was in jail, but the mom wasn't there right then. See, so the people that were there watched my son until my ex-wife showed up, and she picked him up. But she first stayed there a month first, and then they all left out, took off on their merry way, and that's when she lost my son in the park. But she was there for a month with no rent, didn't pay nothing, because it was all taken care of for while I was in there. But a month later, she leaves, and that's when she goes walking the streets with my son, nowhere to stay really, walking the streets, and then meets that boyfriend, and goes to that park and loses my son. You know, she didn't really have custody. She just had me because she had me thrown in jail.
Right.
She didn't have custody really. She never talked with anybody.
What was she doing in the park?
Meeting her boyfriend. That's an abusive boyfriend she was with, and that has a domestic violence on him, and he's got a 10-year restraining order on him against her, both of them, and so that's why she got arrested for violation of a restraining order and a child endangerment, leaving my son in the park like that. So she went to jail for that. But that's when my son went, and I couldn't go get him when I should have had custody right there. I don't think they should have took him.
So when you came out of jail and the park issue happened, he went to the fire station.
Called me. Only person he called.
They called you.
My number. He didn't know his mom's number. He didn't know his mom's number. He knew my number.
So you show up and the police came too?
Yep, later, yeah. After I went to the fire department, showed my ID, the police came later, and I still sitting there, dealing with what's going on and seeing what I was going to do. And she shows up, they arrest her. I go, and that's when I have to follow him down the sheriff's station because they took my son with her. Because he was with her at the time, so he goes to jail with her. That's where he goes.
What? Uh-oh, you're on mute. Hold on, you're on mute.
He goes to jail with her. I can't get him from jail because of the case. Now he's in the system 3.5 years later. Everything done on my end. I'm not worried about what she's done. I'm worried about what I do. She's homeless in a van, sleeping with a guy, but that's not my concern. My concern is trying to get my son back, and it hasn't happened. And I've fully done everything I'm supposed to do. So why is the system still trying to take my parental rights and violate my rights?
Wow. Okay. So
they're violating all kinds of things.
Yeah. Are your visitations supervised, you said?
Yeah, supervised with a worker there. 2 hours once a week. Sometimes, not always, whenever they can do it. Now he's farther away. I don't get visits every week. I see my son less now than I ever did. During this pandemic and moving him out of county, I see him less than I ever have, 3.5 years.
How is the foster home that he's at?
I don't know. He's in a foster home with 3 other kids, and I don't know. I can't talk too much except on a visit. And those workers sitting right there listening to us, so I only can say so much. Can't say nothing about the case or anything about too much, because then he'll tell me I can't talk about it. That's how bad it is. So I can't even talk with my son. These guys are something else, man, I'm telling you.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
They need to be put in jail for class 6 felonies, all of them, supervisors, workers, and judges, for what they're doing, taking children. They're violating class 6 felonies, all of them. I know a little bit of the law.
Yeah.
I've been on the other side of the fence, and I know they're way off base here, but I'm not getting any results. I don't understand it. How they get away with this. I even took an appeal to appellate court. Appellate court, they agree, how they go along. They're all connected. Oh yeah, there's no errors in this case. We looked at the transcripts, everything looks normal here. Yeah, you're good to go. Just keep going with it. Basically the appellate court did nothing on the case. They said there was no errors. I took it to trial, put all the workers on the stand, the supervisors on the stand. They all perjured themselves in court. They all perjured themselves in court and false allegations and got away with it. So it makes it look like everything I did was wrong. And the judge is right, and the county council's right, and I'm still a bad guy. They all perjured, perjury. They perjured themselves. I took them to trial, still lost. They still wanted to do everything, against me. After we put all these people on the stand, the judge didn't hear none of that. He didn't care none of that. He couldn't have, just ignored it. All the stuff they lied about. And he went right along with it.
And you said that they already terminated your parental rights?
No. They're trying to. I'm doing the 388. I've been filling out. They're trying to take my parental rights. I've been trying to come up with, hey, why? And then they extend the court date. And now this pandemic thing is extended it for 6 months or longer. The case should have been over already. But this court date here is going to be I'm going to fill out another 388. Well, they're going to say, what has changed since the last time we saw you? Well, what has changed is me and my son's. I'm done with everything I need to do with the department. I just need my son back. You need to return my son back to my custody. And the case could be open for a couple more months, and it closes like it did when I had him before. The mother will still stay on supervised visits, just like it was. That's how it needs to, but they're trying to take my parental rights too. And that puts a kid in adoption mode. They already asked if he wanted to be adopted, and he said no. He don't want to be adopted. He doesn't want to be adopted. He wants to come home to his dad. That's all he tells me. He's 13 years old, going to be 14. He's old enough to say where he wants to go.
Wow. Yeah.
It makes sense. His age, the judge even asked in court, who do you want to go with? Which parent? He says, my dad, like I used to be. What he said. Right in court. They're still, because he asked me in court, I said, he spoke his piece. Said where he wanted to go. And he's old enough to say where he wants to go. But why are they still trying to, I'm going to fill out this next court date is going to be like, here we go. The judge's going to either let me have my son that day, or he's going to go follow through with the parental rights and strip my parental rights. I'm not giving up. I don't know what to do. The next court date, if I don't have my son, I don't know what's going to happen. I couldn't say because, back to my son's just, I couldn't say if he's going to run away. I just know he'll come home, and I'm not going to be so, inclined to just call these people. Possession is 9/10 of the law. I've got possession of my son now. Let's go to court. That's what I'm going to do. Possession is 9/10 of the law. If my son came home, he wants to be home. Make a court date.
Does the mom have visitation?
That's all she has, supervised visitation. That's how she was on. She wasn't on that last time. I should have had her unsupervised, and that's what got me in trouble. I didn't. I let her have him when she wanted to. And I'd let her stay a couple hours, let him stay a couple hours, even extra time, just so they have time to go. I never kept him from his mom. If he wanted to see his mom, he got to see her. You know what I mean? Never did that. And then she did this to me.
How often were her visits with him?
I let her see him twice a week at least, a couple hours at a time, by herself when she should have been supervised. I should have had her supervised. I didn't. Because the boyfriends would show up. I'd have to come break the visit up. The boyfriend would show up. Then when that happened, then I have to get involved and say, my son has to come back. Now the visit's over. Here's your boyfriend in a motel room where my son's not supposed to be with. This is not happening. And I've had to break a few of those visitations up. But then, see, like I said, this last one got me thrown in jail just by taking him home. And 3.5 years that went on. 3.5 years I let her take, when he wanted to go, I let him go. So there was never nothing not seeing her son. She could see him anytime. Always. I never kept him from his mom. And my son's pretty mad about how it happened because now he's hurt because his mom's what she's done, not just in the car accident ordeal, but then now taking her, getting put in the system And she knows, he knows I didn't do nothing to her. He knows it wasn't Dad's fault, you know. He knows his mom did, and that hurts him bad too, I'm sure. Very bad. It hurt him when he got almost killed in that car accident. And he came to me. It hurt. He didn't talk to his mom for a long time. I couldn't get him to talk to his mom for it. It said, Luke, you gotta call your mom, you gotta talk to your mom. Luke, you gotta talk to your mom. You know, finally it took that much to just get him to start talking because of that car accident. He almost killed him. And I took him, got him. I said, you need to speak with her, Luke. I wasn't trying to keep from talking to her. He's that angry with her, you know, for what she did, for what happened. It's a mess.
It sounds like it.
It's taking a lot out of me. I'm ready to have my son back. 14th something's gotta happen. He can't just keep going on. He gotta cut loose, you know. So my attorney, he's gotta get my son back then. There's no other excuse. There's no other excuse to stop this. I've done. There's nothing they can ask me. They're already terminated. They terminated my FNR. What's it called? Family reunification. Family reunification. That's when they terminated that. That's when I stopped getting any kind of help, you know, basic services. Then it goes to parental rights. But they did the family reunification. They terminated that. Now I'm trying to fight the parental rights and the adoption thing out. But so once that happens, they take your reunification rights, you're like, they don't even work with you no more. The worker don't work with you. Nothing happens. You don't have to do nothing else because I've done everything already. There's no parenting you have to do. I went through the psychological evaluation, did everything. Now they're just trying to take my kid. You know, they're just following through like they do in all the other cases I hear. Not just mine. There's plenty of other ones. That's what they're doing. This has been going on, I guess, for quite a while.
So you said they terminated the reunification plan?
Yeah, reunifications, because we're supposed to do a case plan by a certain time, right? We did their case plan. We had everything done. I did anyway. And they're saying, no, you didn't do things timed. You're timed out. It's 18 months. You're timed out. We're gonna terminate your, you know, what do you mean? And we're gonna go for the parental right thing. Oh, really? So we fought that, didn't win. You know, those are terminated. Right? Those have been terminated. Now they're trying to take my son to terminate my parental rights. Now this last court date, if they don't give them back to me.
Why did they say that your
rights are going to be terminated? Parental rights? Because I don't have enough insight in the case. I don't have enough insight in the case. And I've done everything. There's nothing I haven't done. These guys are out of their mind to try to take my son. I might go to jail because of this, because I'm not going to let no one take my son when I haven't done anything wrong. My son's going to come home whether they like it or not. And I'm just not going to be pretty because I'm trying to be cool-headed about this whole thing. They're not taking my child, my blood, my child away from me for no reason. Well, I will not let it happen. It will not happen. I will not let that happen. CPS, you know, they're not stealing my child, and they're not kidnapping my child, because I won't be kidnapping my child. They will be. My son will be with me because he wants to be with his dad, and I'll still be in total contact with whoever needs to be in contact. They're not taking my son.
Yeah.
I will not let them. It's not going to happen. So I'll go this last court date, and that's about as far as I'm going. This time's up. They're timed out now. They're timed out. Their time's up. My son's coming home. 14th of September. He's coming home. There should be no reason why. There's no other excuse that judge can use. There's nothing they can say to keep my son. The fact that he ran away and I was the parent, instead of keeping him, I called and made sure we made arrangements, dropped him back off. I told him, yes, he's here with me after he stayed the night. He stayed the night, of course. But then I said, yeah, he's here. I'll meet you at the sheriff's station, so we're somewhere neutral. I'll meet the worker and you, the caregiver there. I'll meet you at such and such time. I brought him back. I said, that should count for something, shouldn't it? Shouldn't it? The parent brought the child back after he ran away. But I didn't have killed him. He hated it. He aced me for it. He aced me for it. It's like telling a new old kid, man, taking him in. I could have kept him. I told him I'd get in trouble. I didn't want to get in trouble. I wanted to just take him back. I spent the night. He said, stay the night, son. Just stay the night. I'll take you back. And then that turned into moving him out of county, further away. Get him further from me so he can't run away. It just makes no sense. We're done. We're both exhausted with this all. And he's a good kid. There's no reason for this. There's no reason for none of this to be happening. He's a good kid. They're going to ruin a good child. They're going to ruin a lot of things. They try to keep my son. Yeah, I wouldn't even want to say what's going to happen. Because I'm keeping my son. You know? That's how I feel about it. Sorry about that.
Oh,
It's that bad. That bad. They're totally creating Class 6 felonies. The corruption of this place is way beyond the corruption of any governmental agencies. This is the worst of the worst. Worst of the worst. It's the worst. It's bad. They're getting money funded through this. All this being funded through monies, through the workers, the supervisors. They get bonuses for this. Kicks it all the way down to the foster parents. It gets all the way travel. These bonuses and monies get supplied for them to keeping the children versus giving them back to the biological parent. There's monies funded for. That's how they fund it. This is the dirtiest operation I've ever seen. Dirtiest operation. I wish I could get that. I don't know who we got to go to. I've already talked to the White House. I've talked to. We got to get people high. We got to talk about marching for all this other stuff. We got to get people signs out there that protect the children, man. We got to do something. We got to do something. We got to do something. So nothing's getting done. Nothing's getting done, guys. Nothing's getting done. People are afraid to take this place on. I'm not. I'll take it right on.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm 60 years old. I ain't going nowhere. My son's 13. He needs his dad.
Yeah, he does.
I ain't going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere. So CPS, you can watch this. You guys, you got to do something right. You guys got to come out. You got to be right. Taking the wrong kids for the wrong reasons. Let the kids die in foster care. Let kids die. They shouldn't be there. They should be with their real parents. Let kids die, which has happened right here in Lancaster and Palmdale. Both of us had kids die. Little kids died. My son knew one of the kids that died, that got killed because of work. Yeah, my son knew one of them. He's friends with him in school. The one that Lancaster is one in Palmdale. He knew the one in Lancaster. He knew that kid. He goes, yeah. I said, I can't believe it.
What happened to that kid?
He got killed because their parents killed him. They ended up in jail. But the parents and the boyfriend ended up, beating this kid. I guess they tortured it to death. Died. And it was the boyfriend and the mom and the boyfriend of the mom that did it. And then the workers, they investigated it. The workers never did go on any calls. The supervisor never answered any calls. All these calls that were made, no one ever attempted to check on the kid, and he died. So CPS was involved. They arrested the worker and the social worker and the supervisor, arrested her. I don't know if they did jail time or what they're doing on it, but they arrested him. And my son knew that one kid. Now he's in the system. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, and then they did an audit. They did a big audit on the department. Said they're messed up. They had a lot of reports that are all messed up and this and that. They're still operating out of that place. They're still working. They haven't shut it down yet. Why is it still even operating? I'm telling you, I'm serious. That place needs to be totally. Something needs to be. It needs to be revamped completely.
Yeah.
It does have to be revamped. I don't say there ain't children being hurt out there abused by their parents, real parents. These parents aren't doing something wrong. Hey, take care of the people that are doing stuff for kids. They're going back the wrong way. They're taking the good parents away from the kids. And the ones that done everything has done something with their life and changed to whatever they wanted me to conform to, and they still want to take my kid. Makes no sense. I can see if I was, on drugs, drinking, just partying on and not caring about my visits, did none of the stuff they asked me to do on the case plan. Well, that would mean obviously I wouldn't want my son I wouldn't want my son very bad, would I? No, I wouldn't. Take my son then. Right? If I was someone like that, me and my son have a special bond. I'm real close to my son. I want everything. I want my son, there's nothing I wouldn't do for my son. I did all the extra stuff for these people and I still don't want to give my son. That's what makes no sense. I did a lot of stuff. This is 3.5 years of a lot of hard work. I'm still dealing with it. And I don't know how much longer it will take. I really don't. I'm at the verge. The court date's it. If he can make it and I can make it, I hope it does. I've extended it that long, but he didn't want to wait this long. Just say, please, just let one more try, one more last ditch effort before the next court date. I don't want to blow it because he might just say release to the dad. If something else happens again, he won't do it. So let's just benefit of the doubt and see if I can get you. And at that time, if he doesn't want to release me, I'm thinking, since I was a good guy that brought him back and told him I had him and brought him back, that should mean, what, 1 brownie point for the dad, maybe? You think? Since I did bring him right back, called the authorities, did I had to do instead of holding him up hostage, That should count for something. That should count for something, I think.
Absolutely.
If I was a bad dad, it would have happened.
You'd have run away with them.
Yeah, I'm good, gone. That should be right there enough to just cut my son loose, man. He wants to come home. That's all he's asking. And I've done everything. There's nothing you need to ask about. there's nothing I have to do for it. There's nothing else I can do. I see, I got mental health I see on a regular basis. I see other people. I got my other doctors I see. I do everything. I've done everything that I need to do. There's nothing to do. I'm perfectly capable of taking care of my son like I was before. I'm retired. I got money. He has a place. There's nothing they need to worry about with my son. Nothing. He'd be well taken care of with his dad like he always was. He was that's why he's an A student. Why do you think? He's smart, man. Why do you think I did homework with him every night? Homework with my son every night before he went out and played. Every night. No, you come here and do homework, Luke. Okay, go out and play now. We didn't miss a lick of the homework with him. That's what got him so smart. I did homework, sat there with him every night. And he picked that stuff right up. And I bet I made him, that was one thing I was strict about. You don't complain until you do homework. Boom, he's out the door, played, come back, eat dinner, call it a night, go to bed. And that was cool. Up early, bed early. Just me and my son. That was all. It was me and my son. That was so cool. And that's why we got such a close bond, I think. Because that's all I dealt with. I didn't care about any extra women in my life, no extra girlfriends. It was just me and my son. I'm still single to this day. It's just my son's all I'm focused on, my son, nothing else. And I could have done anything else if I wanted to, but I don't. I just want to get my son back. That's all I want. That's all I want. My son. I'm sorry I get too dramatic. I'm tripping.
You said that you had to do, or that you chose to do drug tests. Did you have a history?
Oh, I can have a drug testing. No, they just said, well, would you be willing to do a drug? I said, I'm not on testing. First, I denied it. My attorney says you can deny it if it ain't court ordered. I said, I'm going to deny it. I'm not court ordered. So I denied it. I don't need a drug test. But then it kept going on and on. Well, that's what's going to hold you up. That's the only thing holding you up. You should just take a drug test. It kept going on. I said, you know what? The court judge didn't order it. No one ordered it. But you know what? Where do I got to go? I'm so sick of this. Where do I got to go? Tell me where I got to go. So they threw an on-demand test on me. Even though I wasn't on testing, that's how you got away. On-demand testing to try. So that way they couldn't say I set it up or nothing. I went down. They took the test. 3 days later, they called me back. Said, hey, Mr. Yeah, your test came back negative. I said, I could have told you that.
Yeah.
What else do you want to find on me? See, there's nothing they can find on me. I'm not doing anything. But they did take that. I wanted to just get that out of the air. I wanted to get it out because I don't want them thinking in the back of the head maybe he's on something. Or maybe because, no, let's do that. I'm not on testing. So I'll do it anyway, even though I don't have to do it unless the judge orders it. So I just to make it easier, And that passed with flying colors. Everything. Psychological evaluation passed. Everything. They try to find anything on you. There's really nothing they can do. I think.
No, I agree. It sounds like it.
Yeah, but they got more power. The government's got more power than one person like me, so I don't know. But I'm saying he's going to come home with me either way. That's going to happen. So I hope, pray to God that the judge has favor that day. Because beyond that, it's on his own. That's what they get.
September 24th?
No, September 14th, Lancaster Court, California. The worst children's service courthouse I've ever seen in my life.
Now,
we won't even go to court. That'll be video chat. They don't even want to go to court yet. The court's still closed here. So they're talking about some kind of video conference. We don't get to talk in court anyway. So it'll be some kind of video conference. We just get to hear the verdict and then it's over. Because they're not open the courthouse here yet. It's still closed. So some kind of video conference is going to be some kind like that, I guess. But that's not, we don't get to say nothing anyway. I'll just be sitting here like this. And when it's over, just hear whatever he says. I can't say nothing in the courtroom. I can never talk in the courtroom. It's my attorney. Well, I just wait for the damn done, and then they tell me what's up. I can't say a word. Can't say nothing. That's another thing I hate. When they start lying, I can't even say anything.
Right.
So that's the next court date on the video court. Probably they won't have a courthouse open yet, I don't think. So I'm thinking, now what? It's going to take my parental license, show me on TV how they do it, or on video how they do it. I don't know. This next court date's the last one. That's all I'm gonna tell them. But that's it. We're ordering custody that day. My attorney says we're gonna go ask for custody, and that's it. And to get this other stuff squashed, parental rights, disregard all that stuff that he has going on. And if it doesn't work out that way, so be it. That's all I can say. That's all I can say because he's coming home. My son's coming home. Guarantee that. I guarantee that. I have every right to have my son. If they want to take me to jail for that, they're out of their mind. And they might not be able to take Luke away from me because he's not going to want to go this time. He comes home this time, he's not going to leave. He's going to hold on. He ain't going to leave. He's going to stay with his dad like he wants to be with his dad. He's going to be with his dad. That's where he wants to be. So it's not like driving him back, here he is type thing. It's going to be, he's home now. He's home on his own. Came home and he's home. That's all I can tell him. Takes a while for him to figure that out. Well, so be it. But he's going to be home. If they don't release him to me, he's coming home. And I can't stop that. I won't stop that. I will not try to stop my son. I will not push him off. Just tell my son, if he wants to go home, come on home, son. You know where I live. Come on home. Stay here. We'll go where we need to go. Stay right here. Do whatever. I don't know if they want. If I try to pull us over, arrest us. I don't know what they'll do. This could be. I don't know. They could do whatever they want. That's the problem, son. We might be together a month. We might be together one night. Who knows before they find us, or you have an address. It won't take long. But I don't want to have to go through all that either, Luke. But I know if you come here, I'm gonna let you stay here, and I'm not gonna take you back. So you're coming home to stay, and I see it. I don't want him to go through all that either. See, me being arrested, then him getting taken again, and what happens if I get arrested? Nothing else happens. He's still taken away. I'm in jail longer than I should be, and he don't get to see his dad at all. Then, you don't get to see his dad at all. Then what do I do then? See, what does he do then? Same boat. I'm in jail now, right? That's the part I don't like. Going to jail over it. That's the part. I'll do anything for my son. I'll do anything, but I think I'll probably end up in jail for this, or maybe someone get injured, and it's not pretty because they're not taking my son. So this is pretty crazy thing, trying to steal someone's child, but I'm not gonna let him do that. So I hope my son and me can get through this all right, and hope no one gets hurt in the meantime or during this time when this happens, because I don't want no one hurt, especially my son. You don't need to see anymore. So they need to give me my son back. Please, just give my son back. That's all I ask. Please. I mean, it's terrible. I just freak every day. He's on my mind all the time. It's hard to do the whole day without thinking about him. He's always on my mind. I lost 3.5 years. He'll be 14 December 9th. He was 10 years old when he was taken away. He's 14 on December 9th. He's 14, 4 years. Wasted. For what? I can't take that back. They can't give it back. They can't give it back. They can't give it back. I lost it. It's gone. It's gone. I can't get it back. It's done. But that's it. That's all I can say. I don't really know much else. I can't really go more depth. It just hurts. There's nothing. I just want this taken care of, man. I want my son back. I just want my son back. That's all I really do. No reason. I shouldn't have to go through this. I really shouldn't. It's painful. Very painful. Sorry. I'm done. I'm done.
Do you have a picture of him?
Yeah. I haven't know how to do a picture of him. Yeah, I got one. Give you something. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, take pictures when I can and visits and then when I can. Got a fairly recent picture, yeah. I got one I think the last visit maybe. Yeah, I keep pictures when we can. Get pictures of me. I got him I got him a laptop. He needed a laptop for it wasn't his birthday yet, but I said, you know what, you need a laptop, son. So I got him a laptop his last visit. Real nice one, top HP, does everything. He's only 13. But he knows how to work a computer. He was so happy. Get that laptop. Throw him a couple $100. Here you go, buddy. Buy what you want to buy, son. Buy what you want to buy, not what they want. That's for you, Luke. That's for you. I've been able to do that, and that makes me happy. He's like, wow. 13-year-old, he's like, wow. I said, yeah, no problem, son. He knows that. If I got it, you got it, buddy. If I got it, you got it. And that's how it is with me and him. We'll do anything for each other. You know what I mean? He'll do anything for me. I'll do anything for him. He never went without me. Never. We always had anything we needed. Me and my son.
Do you get to video chat?
Nope. Just chat 15 minutes, supervised this phone call. He's listening on his three-way. Can't say a word. He's on the phone with us. Listen. 15 minutes. Off. Done. 1 week. It's supposed to be started out 3 visits a week, 3 hours at a time. Phone call every day. And look what it is now. Rewind the situation, huh? One phone call for 15 minutes and one 2-hour visit, maybe a week, maybe sometimes not even that. But I made all my visits, but that's what it started out at, was 3 hours court ordered, remind you, 3 hours a week supervised, and then one phone call every night. I thought 15-minute phone call a week and one visit, sometimes 2 hours. Isn't that crazy? Does that rewind everything backwards from where it started? Way bad. So I got less than I started with. And here I am right now. Less than I started with. Dude, what the heck is going on with this place? It's got me boggled. It's got me so frustrated, you know, it just don't make any sense how the corruption involved, the higher ups even follow along with it. They're all getting paid a certain amount. I understand that. But no one's doing nothing about it. I said I'd take it to the White House even. I don't know what to do. Federal court, next court. Federal court. Federal court's over to that court. Do something in federal court. It's got to be, unless the judges are patted down there, they won't do nothing either. Federal court's higher than that court. That's the only court you go to above children's services, or not even do anything with these people. It's federal court. You got to take it to federal court. That's all I know. But I haven't got anything to federal court. But I've got all kinds of stuff out there. There's not enough people. They're involved, but they're not involved. We're not out there marching in front of the office with signs and down the street with people, crowds of people. No one's doing it. Everyone else wants to picket for everything else. Black Lives Matter, this matters. What about children's matter too, people? Why are we out there doing something about that?
Yeah.
You know, this is bull crap, man. Let's do something, man. No one's doing nothing, though. There's a lot of corruption going on. I see it all over. No one's getting out and announcing it or getting a hold of anyone they talk about. They won't do nothing. People higher up, supposed to do something. But people that oversee that department, which is who's that? People that oversee the Department of Children's Services is what? The supervisors. What's it called? Board of Supervisors. They oversee them, right? Board of Supervisors.
Yeah.
That's who you talk to if you want to get people that oversee that department. That's the Board of Supervisors. But they ain't done nothing for you. I called them too. Kathleen Berger, whatever her name is here in Lancaster. Board of Supervisors over that. Yeah, just like they're supposed to oversee the office there. Nothing gets done. Nothing. That's who you're supposed to go to. They're the ones that are supposed to have some kind of power to do something. I've left many complaints, nothing done by them. They said everything's, nothing's changed. I fired a few social workers, fired a couple. Got a few other ones. They keep getting them new ones. And then they've changed a bunch of social workers on me before the trial to confuse things up. I've had like 11 social workers and 11 supervisors in this case since I started. And they changed the last 3 themselves, or 4, or something like that, before the court trial started. So that's what this whole case has been, just a big old screw up all the way through it. No one knows nothing really, but they're lying about everything because they're all just so crazy. Put them all on a stand, they all lied straight lied. So I've been fighting a downhill battle here, or uphill battle. There's something that hasn't changed. It's gotten worse. How do you get less out of something for doing everything? I don't understand that part. Do you?
No.
How do you get less? How do you get less than what you started with 3.5 years ago after completing everything? How do you get less? Wow, that's a good. I'm gonna go do that again just so I get less. I'm gonna go do all these courses and complete all these things that they want done just to get less for my son. Now, come on, people.
Does not make sense.
Huh?
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. That's what they're doing, though. What are we gonna do? What can we do? What can we do? What can we do? We gotta do something, man. We gotta do something. People gotta hear it, man. They gotta hear it. They gotta hear it. You gotta put it on news channels, man. Every channel there is. Let's get news involved. Channel 7, 11, 3. What do we gotta do? Get this stuff out here, man. No one's listening. We gotta start. I don't know. We gotta get people riled up. Get them up. Get them doing something. It's not happening. We gotta shake this place up. They gotta do something. Someone's gotta do something. No one so far wants to take it on. Too scared to take them on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Huh?
Yeah. No, you're right.
They're too scared to do anything.
Everybody is too scared. There's no authority over these people.
None. Less than everyone. Yep. There's no authority. You just said it right there. They're above the law. Yeah, get all anything you want every time. Isn't that crazy? So what are we gonna do? How do we abolish this CPS? How do we do it? Get rid of it. No one wants to do nothing. They don't need to be there. They're corrupt. They need to stop. Revamp the whole damn system. They need to stop it. Kidnap your children. They're committing felonies every day. All of them. The judge even included. All the way. Judge to those workers, the supervisors. The whole department's creating class 6 felonies every day.
Yeah.
That can't be done all the time. Someone's got to find a courthouse where you got to go to. They could be arrested for this. They could be charged for this. They've got many cases of this. Why are they being overlooked? Not putting criminal charges against them.
Right.
They're so totally getting away with it. They should be having criminal charges. Huh?
Yeah. What is the difference in what they do and
Yeah.
somebody else who just walks up and takes a child out of a park?
Yeah. That's exactly it, man. There's so much. And nothing being done about it, man. And they should be arrested. These people should all be arrested. That's what I'm saying. All of them, every one of them in there. The judges too, and revamp the system. They need to go to jail for this, what they're done. And they'll start thinking different. Judges too, as well. All of them are corrupt. They're all crooked by doing this. And they all need to go to jail for it, not be slapped on the hand and say, go do your job again. Or just do it differently. They need to be put in jail for this. They get the right people in there. That's just wrong, all wrong. Wrong. So I just don't know. Our government is so corrupt. It's just sad. It is sad. I've been around a long time, 60 years. I've never seen so much corruption in my life till now. In this government we have. That's going to turn into hell is what's happening. What's happening is going to turn really bad. It's all bad, what's happening. And it's all the government informing people all this bullshit that they're coming up with. And people are going along with it, though. You would just see the crowd. Hey, about 98% look like we're all doing what they want us to do. Wait till they come to your door, knock on your door, and get your virus or your vaccine, and then wait till they do the other things so they know where you're at all times. And why do they want you 6 feet apart? Why do you think? Keep track of you. Yeah, so cool. Isn't it nice what they're doing to us? Not me. Not me. I won't go there. The government's tripping. It's down. I didn't want to live this era. I didn't think I'd be living through to see this happen. But I think we're going to be seeing it happen. I didn't know if I'd be alive for this long. I would really pray for it to be better, but things aren't looking pretty out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Besides the department's problems, we've got some serious things going on with the United States and the world right now. And I already aware of that too. So that's why I want my son too, because I don't want to be without him when things go down. When things really get bad, I want me and my son to be together. He needs to have his father with him when this all goes bad. And that's what it's going to do real soon. So I really believe that. I already know what's going to happen. Times are close. End times are near, but that's why I want it. Every second counts for me to be with my son right now. Because I won't see him otherwise. I need to be with him. I just need to be with him. And it's okay. It's okay. Yep.
Mike, what would you tell people that are listening right now?
Don't get in a fight with your spouse. Don't do anything to get the cops involved or children's services called on, because if you can help it. I know people get called anonymous calls on them all the time, but anything you can do to stay away from these people. Don't let them in your life. Don't ever open the door for them. Don't ever open the door for them, because you don't have to open the door for them. You don't let them in your house. But still, just do things differently and make your kids, be kind to your kids. Do what you can for them, because that's all you got. When you lose them, you see what happened here. And I didn't do anything. But just be careful. Stay safe. Stay safe. That's it. That's it.
Mike,
Huh?
I really appreciate you sharing your story, and I'm really sorry that all of this happened. My heart breaks for you and your son.
Post this on every channel, post this on everything, post it everywhere, post it on the news. Let's get this out. I hope someone will hear it. Someone in Congress will hear it. Someone will hear it higher up. They'll hear it, man, and take action, man, because it needs to be done. It needs to be done. And it does. So send the sucker out. Share it with everybody. Send us across the world. Really, this happens not just in California, but in every state in California, every state in the union. It's not just here. It's everywhere.
It's all over the world.
Everywhere they're at. So that's bad. Not just here, it's Lancaster. Every freaking one. So we need to do it. Let's do this. Let's get it out. I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for letting me get that out. I'm good. I'm good now. For the day.
Mike, let's keep in touch. Let's keep in touch. I want to know what happens in September 14th.
Yeah, you'll know. Just look at your front page of the news channel. Hey, Amber Alert. I shouldn't laugh. I'll have a different car by then, so I'll let you know later.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, laddie. Thank you so much for you guys this time, all right?